or an inside a wall. So that heat has to be distributed properly, it has to be higher. When you have that kind of heat, there's complications from products in carpet and carpeting and padding that heat up. So you have to be able, there's a process to cut that down. So it's not just a matter of going in and heating something up. Now sometimes we've had items, for example, where people, and particularly in heavy infestations, during the summer maybe rent a trailer, set that trailer out in the sun, and that it's going to get 120 degrees in there, and they leave it out there for a few days or a week or so. Same thing in the wintertime with freezing. So if you get below 32 degrees, below freezing for a 4-hour period, that will also do that. Now we use some steam methods in our treatment, in spot treating using heat. And during that preparation, sometimes we've had, if people have balconies and things they can utilize, sometimes they'll bag things up and use that. Heat process with clothing, which is where they lay their eggs sometimes, is good. So that's part of our preparation process, is to use that, at least even clean clothes on a hot setting for about 15 minutes, because it's tumbling in there and it's on a high heat setting. So those are some natural ways that we try to integrate with this. There's not a magic button or an easy button or anything with these things. It's a combination of things. Access to cracks and crevices in and around dressers and closets and that type of thing are important. So all that, it really takes a team effort to do that, and we try to help out wherever we can. If something like this comes up, hopefully it never will for you, but if it ever does, we want to make it a process to take care of the problem, not have it be an ongoing situation. Unfortunately, if the preparation isn't done correctly, and the treatment isn't done correctly and thoroughly and fairly detailed, it can turn into an ongoing problem that really it turns people's lives upside down. It's really not a good thing. And a couple of things that are good news with bed bugs is that bed bugs, we are the hosts for the bed bug. They take care of us. So they do not, as far as they've been studies done, they do not carry diseases, which is great. But, having said that, when people get bed bugs and you've got something coming out in the middle of the night and basically, extracting blood from you, then most people don't want to live with that, and very understandably. So it is something we take very seriously, and you have some people that have a reaction to any type of bite. Some people have no reaction. As I said, a fairly high number of people have no reaction at all. Some people have a delayed reaction. They may react 2 weeks later. They may have an immediate reaction. And as I said, some never have a reaction at all, ever. Typically, most people, that number will come down or come up with people with reaction through multiple bites. Eventually, they have reactions. But we tell people, the main thing is not to to take away any itching that's there, so you're not opening up a sore that might get infected. Other than that, they don't carry or transmit disease, and so they're really safer than a mosquito bite. So when I say that again, I say that with caution, saying we're very serious and we understand the seriousness of it and the fact these things get in your skin, they get in your head, because it's just creepy. What can I say? Not a good thing. So, yes, sir.
If I have crabs, can you spray me?
If
No. Okay, all right, let's go to the...
Go to the doctor.
Okay.
That's not, we don't deal with that. So at this point, I'm going to let Mike, this is Mike Collins, our trainer, and this is May, our dog, and he can Mike can tell you a little bit, like you, just tell him a little bit about the training that May has been through, and also the training that our trainer Mike has been through, because they are a team, very closely knit team. It's very important to have the proper training, because if all that training isn't in place, it really is not what we need to do. Mike is also a licensed pest control applicator, operator, so he also, what kind of sets us apart is that when we do find a problem, if May finds a problem, we actually verify that there is a bug there. We don't just take May's word for it. We look and we verify it. Now, if May has interest, she may be finding eggs that we don't find because she's trained to find not only live bed bugs, but live eggs. And their eggs are like a little speck of dust that you can visually see, but it's very small. And if it's on a light surface, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to find that. So sometimes if she has an interest and continues to have interest, we may decide to go ahead and treat that unit anyway. But we don't just randomly go in and say, okay, here are these units have had some interest, we're going to treat them all. We try to really verify that there is a problem, and in most cases we do that. When she finds a situation, we can find them. So at this point, if there are no other questions for me, I'll give this over to Mike. And Nate.
Thanks. She's really excited because she's normally not around this many people at a time. One of the first questions I usually get is, how do you train a dog to sniff out bed bugs? Well, the trainer's the same person that they also train bomb dogs and drug dogs and everything, and a dog could distinguish something like 1,000 different odors in one whiff. And so basically we get her to do a reaction when she gets a certain odor. And the odor we want her to get is bed bugs. Basically, like Ray said, she's trained for live bed bugs and eggs. And so if you've had bed bugs in your unit and got treated and we killed everything, but there's still dead ones there, she's not going to alert on that. But she will show an interest, which will key me to go ahead and do a visual inspection, try to figure out why she's showing an interest, and then a lot of times I'll find the dead ones or other signs. Her training started a little over a year ago in California. She was a shelter dog. The trainer out there picked her out of the shelter because she had a lot of drive for tennis balls. And that's what we pay her with when she finds bugs. She gets to play with the ball for about a minute or so, and then we move on to the next unit. But and so she went through, it was about 4 months of training. Yeah, I know you want to play. About 4 months of training, and then they took me out there, and I did a month and a half of training with her. Basically, I had to learn what she already learned, and learn how to handle her and everything. With her, Ray was talking about preparation in the rooms. Her main distractions are other pets, particularly cats and other dogs, and then food. So if we do go in to do a search in your units, the main thing, if you have pets, if you can't completely take them out of the unit, that'd be the best thing. If not, they could be kenneled in the bathroom. That'd be good. And then the other big thing is to vacuum the floors real good to get the crumbs and as much as dog hair or cat hair off the floor. If it's birds or something like that, if you can just put a sheet over the bird cage, she'll be fine. Anybody have any questions about her?
No, let's do it.
Okay. Okay, May, you ready? Come here. Now, normally in a unit, I'll go ahead and I'll take her leash off and just let her run the unit and search. But here I'm going to keep it on, so that might distract her a little bit. And plus, everybody in here might distract her. May, sit, sit. Come on, sit. Read the word. Read the word. Read. Speak. So now she's just searching. She's probably going to find it pretty quick here. That's right where it is.
Wow.
Light.
Do you have somewhere you vote for?
Oh, no. Oh, that's right where I said.
Right where you said. And then that's her painting. Come here, May.
Good girl, May. Good girl.
Make up. Make up. Good girl. And this is what I put out. And even when we're going through and doing the actual search, I'll carry a vial with me. on the top it's screened so the bugs can't get out. And since she only alerts on live bugs, that's what's in here, is live bugs. And so if I go through like 5 or 6 units and we don't find anything, and she starts to get depressed and everything because she's not finding anything. And so I put one of these out for her to find, and then she gets back to work real good.
Give her reward.
So she sits
Yeah.
down when she finds
Yep, her training, she's trained as a focus dog, which means that's what she does. She sits down and she focuses on the area. Ma'am, I'm gonna have to take that away from you.
Let me see how they look.
Sure. Hang on.
Wait.
He does. Okay, I'll go ahead and pass it, May, down. Nice.
And she
Nice.
worked all day when she did 3240. I mean, this dog worked all day long across 30 units. She was such a trooper.
So I'll go ahead and pass this around. Do not open it. And don't push down on the screen on top. Okay? And you probably won't be able to see them very well because of the light, but there's about 10 or 15 adult bed bugs in here.
It's dark there.
Yep.
And the eggs are light.
Yeah, and you won't be able to see the eggs in there. I have another vial that has nothing but eggs in it. Yeah, keep that. Yeah. Yeah. Now, a lot of times when I show people actual bed bugs, they'll say, wow, that's a lot bigger than I thought. You know, a lot of people think they're little tiny microscopic things. The adult bed bug is a little bit smaller than an apple seed and about the same color. Now, a nymph, a baby bed bug, is freshly hatched. You can barely see it because it doesn't have any color yet. It's light colored. But once it feeds, it turns dark, and you can see it. I've been, like Ray said, I've been with orphans for a long time. I've been with orphans for 16 years. The first 15 of that was doing actual service, treating and everything. I didn't start seeing bed bugs until about 7 years ago. You know, so the first 10 years I never seen bed bugs.
Oh, that's gross.
And it's just been getting more and more. I'm also, other than being licensed and certified, I'm also an associate certified entomologist, so I know quite a bit about the bugs, so have a lot of experience with all this good stuff, fun stuff.
And I will tell you, I've been with Orkin just a little bit over 30 years, and when I started, we did run into bed bugs. Even then, the difference is we maybe got 3 or 4, 5 calls a year for bed bugs, and typically that was when people traveled in Europe, overseas, and it's been a bigger problem, a more widespread problem in some countries than certainly here. But what has happened, they never really totally went away. We thought that in the 60s they kind of went away, but they never totally went away, and a lot of the reason they weren't that active is because back in those times we were spraying baseboards and that type of thing, and in the process of doing that, we were keeping those populations down. Now we use much more natural products, much more targeted treatments, and so for safety purposes for us, and which is a good thing, and therefore they've been able to thrive more. Plus we travel. You know, it's a small world now, so people travel all over the world, and these bedbugs hitchhike. That's how they get around. You know, they can crawl from place to place, but they're pretty slow. They're not going to travel 1,000 miles. They'll get on a suitcase or on something else, and that's how they get travel. And we're finding them in a variety of areas now. Everything from airplanes to theaters to you name it. So luckily, there are a lot of people very aware of it. A lot of companies are being proactive to try to kind of keep things down and keep it under control, and education is very important too. So Yes.
If you do travel a lot, are there any steps you can take to make sure you don't bring any home?
Yeah, there's a couple of things